This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, great. So for those of you who have not been to any of my programs yet, my name is Miss Gabriella, and I'm very excited to be here with all of you today. So we are going to start our STEAM book club, and our theme for today is unicorns and rainbows. So I know a lot of you out there love unicorns, and I hope you love them as much as I do, because our story for today is called Unicorn Day. All right, is everybody ready? So I'm going to share my screen with all of you, and we'll get this story started. Full screen. So today's story is called Unicorn Day by Diana Murray and pictures by Luke Flowers. And I'm reading this book today with permission from Source Books. So let's get started. Hooray, hooray! It's Unicorn Day! All unicorns this way. They look like they're having such a fun time, right? Everybody's dancing. When unicorns come out to play, they have 3 rules they must obey. Rule number 1, show off your horn. Be proud to be a unicorn. Rule number 2, fluff up that hair. Make sure it's groomed and styled with flair.
Really?
Rule number 3, have fun, fun, fun. This rule is the most important one.
Do you want to do this or no?
Yes. Look, see, everybody's getting ready for Unicorn Day. In the woods where tall trees sway, they sing the song of Unicorn Day. Sunshine, flowers, fairy wings. Today's a day for joyful things. Nay, 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 dance and play. Happy, happy Unicorn Day.
Okay.
They kick their hooves, they jump and cheer, and sparkly butterflies flutter near.
Okay, I need to go do some stuff. Can you sit up, please?
They slide on rainbows in the air and love to braid each other's hair. You see all those unicorns sliding on that rainbow? That looks like a lot of fun, right? They point their horns up as they fly, and cupcakes rain down from the sky. Then after they have had a bite, it's time to have a glitter fight. Look how much glitter. Uh-oh. That's no unicorn. That's a horse. Oh no, he looks sad. He turns around to leave, of course. His horn's not real. It's just pretend. But they don't want to lose a friend. They tie the horn back on his head and give the horse a hug instead. Then it's back to fun, fun, fun. That rule is the most important one. So they don't mind that he's not a real unicorn, right? They just want another friend. They march together, tall and proud, and soon, let's see what happens. Some more friends join the crowd. So now we don't have just unicorns, right? We see an octopus. I see a crocodile, an elephant, a dog, a pig. Look at all those animals.
And a monster, too.
And a monster. Yes, that does look like a monster.
And some chocolates.
Clip, clip, clop, they trot along as everybody sings the song. I even see a panda, right? And a bird. They're all singing the unicorn song. Cupcakes, sprinkles, cherry tarts, starlight, twinkles, glowing hearts, sunshine, flowers, fairy wings. Today's a day for joyful things. Nay, 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 dance and play. Happy, happy Unicorn Day. All right, look how happy they look. So that was Unicorn Day by Diana Murray. So I'll come back on the screen to you all. All right, I'm glad to see we have some more friends joining us today. Okay, so now for those of you that missed our little introduction, our STEAM book club today is about rainbows and unicorns. So I hope everybody enjoyed our Unicorn Day story. And now we're going to talk a little bit about density, all right? And then we're going to do a rainbow in a cup experiment, which I'm very excited about. So I'm going to share my screen with everybody again. And you guys can follow along with me. And then we're going to get to the fun part, which is our experiment today.
What?
Yeah.
I need to sit on the table.
Okay, so what do you all think happens when you pour blue water, green water, and red water in one cup? What do you think would happen? So I thought that when you pour all of these different colors in a cup all together, I was thinking that all the colors would mix together, right?
Let me see if we have.
And that does happen, but with our experiment today, we're putting a different amount of sugar in each of the different colors of water. So in our red cup, we're going to put 4 tablespoons of sugar. In our green cup, we put 3 tablespoons, and in our blue cup, we put 2. So we're going to see how the different amounts of sugar in the water is going to change the density. And then the colors are going to stack in the cup like a rainbow. So we see here a picture of a substance that is more dense. So all of the particles are closer together. And then in the less dense substance, the particles are more spread out. So here, if you see my picture, that is the experiment that I did yesterday that we're going to do today, but I wanted to make sure it was going to go well for all of us today. So we are going to pour the same amount of water in each cup, but different amounts of sugar, and this is what makes the density different. So the more sugar that you pour in the cup, the more dense the water is. And if something is more dense, it will sink to the bottom. So that's how we get our different colors stacked on top of each other. Because the colors with the more sugar in them will sink to the bottom. So today, if you are going to do the experiment with me, then here's a list of things that you will need. But if you would like to do the experiment at a different time, or if you just want to watch me do it today, that is completely fine too. So it's up to you all. So you will need glasses or clear cups so you could see your form. You'll need some warm water, sugar, a spoon, food coloring, and if you have it, I know not all of us do, and that's completely fine. I'll show you how to alter it to do it a different way if you don't have a pipette or a turkey baster. All right. So I'm going to come over here and get our experiment started.
How many drops?
How many drops?
Try 2.
All right, so I will show you everything that we're doing today. And I'll show you how to do it all, okay? So I'm going to stop sharing my screen so everybody can see me now, right?
Do 2.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna get started here.
Okay.
So in our first cup, I'm going to take my clear plastic cup and I am going to pour 2 tablespoons of sugar in that first cup.
Oh, 2 tablespoons? We only use teaspoons.
That's okay too. That works as long as you're pouring a different amount of sugar in each of the cups. It really doesn't matter how much sugar.
Okay.
So I'm going to pour 2 tablespoons of sugar in the first cup.
Dad, you have to come fast.
So there's my 2 tablespoons of sugar.
No,
Peace out.
I can't wait. I can't wait for that.
And just a reminder that today this is being recorded, so if you don't get a chance to do the experiment right now, you could always go back and watch it later. So now we have in our second cup, we're going to pour 3 tablespoons. So we have 1,
You don't have glue.
2, and 3 tablespoons of sugar. So there's my 3 tablespoons.
I know that.
And in my next cup, we're doing 4 tablespoons. So 1,
Don't put it out in the rainbow, but periodic.
2,
Okay. No,
3,
you say
4.
Ready? This is the one we had to squeeze.
Okay. And now we're putting the same amount of water in each cup. So I'm using a 1/4 cup of warm water. And it's better if the water is warm, that way the sugar dissolves better.
Okay, warm water.
We need another spoon or we need a paper towel? So it's clean the spoon.
I'm just going to make sure my water is nice and warm.
You have to put all these colors in.
But I don't know what goes first, so we have to wait.
The red goes first.
I don't know. I think you have to mix it so there's no more sugar on the bottom.
Okay. So that's a 1/4 cup of water in there. And I'm going to take my spoon and stir, stir, stir. So the sugar starts to dissolve.
Yeah, start stirring. I'll get another spoon to help.
Yep, that's the whole thing. I'm gonna get everything set up and we'll do it after. Okay? We're not going to do it at the same time.
We're going to stir up that sugar really, really good.
Keep stirring. Keep stirring, otherwise it won't work.
As soon as this is done, we're going to do it, okay? Got it?
Hey, I think that's good now.
Stirring.
Look at
Keep stirring.
Look. You have to look at
Okay,
it.
now we have to wait.
No other details.
And now for my second cup, that's the same amount of water. So I'm also using a 1/4 cup of warm water in this one.
No, we did all our waters already.
So what happens?
Want a cookie?
They
While
go
you
up
wait.
to it.
Yeah, find out what goes next.
They said as long as it's
Awesome.
Fred might go on last.
okay, but we're not going to use so much.
For no chip.
We want to save the money.
And now I'm going to stir that one up really, really well, making sure that the sugar is dissolving.
There you go. There you go. Here now.
All right, I think that one's good. I gave it a good mix.
Oh, this one's still got sugar on the bottom.
And now for the 4 tablespoons of sugar, I'm still using that same amount of water. So I'm going to fill it with a 1/4 cup of water.
Make a whole rainbow cup.
I know, but we have to wait till she's ready. So I think we have to put the blue one down first. I'm not sure. We might put the
Hey.
red one on top.
We don't care what color.
You watch what happens.
Same amount of water in each cup, and the more sugar in there, the
Look at how much sugar
harder,
we have.
right?
Color. Watch what she does. As quick as you can. And then
And I'm making sure to mix it up really, really well so all the sugar gets dissolved.
We have to make it really hard so sugar below.
Okay.
Okay, I think that's pretty good, everyone.
Which one is the baby?
All right, so does everybody have their sugar all mixed up?
Say yes.
Good job. All right. So now in our first one, I'm going to pour some blue food coloring.
Blue, so you can do any color you want.
You'll see your cups now.
And it doesn't really matter which color goes first. This is just what I decided to do. So I'm going to put just a drop of blue food coloring. And I'm going to give it a good mix.
Oh.
And in my second, I'm going to put some green food coloring. And again, I'm just putting a drop.
Doing whatever colors they want, and you did your color sheet.
And I'll mix it up. Mix it, mix it. And in our third, I'm going to pour my red. I'm just making sure that sugar is dissolved because it looks like it's in a good start. Okay, and then in this one, I'm pouring the red.
It looks like lemon.
And again, I'm pouring a drop in there.
What?
Your cookies. I got one of each.
And I'm mixing up that red, just like that.
Oh, these are good.
We need to put the blue in first.
Is that what you said?
Okay,
Yes, we do.
so now
Now,
I'm going to take my red and I'm going to pour it in this cup here.
pouring her. Want me to get a bigger cup?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so there's my red.
So pour it all
So
in.
remember, my red had the most sugar in it, so
Right.
that sugar is going to be the most dense. This water is the most dense because it has the most sugar.
That one has a lot of sugar in it. Let's go back up a minute.
So now the one with the second most sugar, I am going to take my pipette, and if you don't have a pipette, I'll show you how to do it differently.
I will
But I'm going to take my pipette and I am filling it.
mine.
I'm filling it with this. And let's see what happens when I slowly pour this. I think everybody could.
Yes, syringes. So that was. Yes, syringes.
Can everybody see what happens when I'm pouring? Let's see what happens.
Go slow.
I know what.
The trick is just to slowly pour it.
You have to put, no.
The finger on.
Okay, watch.
And you keep doing it.
It tastes very good.
So if you slowly pour it, the sugar should come back up to the top. So this green here,
We
Grandma, what?
we don't have separated. Go ahead, try again.
Yeah.
I think we're supposed to go slower.
the trick is to pour it very slowly.
We were-
If it didn't work for you this time, that's okay. I had to give mine a few tries before I got it right. But the trick is to pour it slowly and then it rises to the top. You see it separating here.
I think we have enough green in there.
So if it's not working for you guys, you can see mine here. And let's see, is it separating?
No, you-
So it should be rising to the top. Let's see.
Bring it up.
Again.
Like this, with the blue.
let's put it in. Oh, there, next to the
Oh
wall.
my God, keep going.
And do it like lower, but it also comes out fast. So I
Okay.
don't know about that.
Let's see. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try our blue color because I think it'll be easier for you all to see it.
What's the matter?
Watch it, chicken.
So,
Okay, don't stir.
Oh,
because for some reason it looks like this one is having a hard time. So here, let's see if this one works instead. Yep, okay. See that one?
We
That
gotta go
one is easier
slower.
for you guys to see, right?
Look.
You see how the blue is just laying right on top of that red?
Wait. I'll get you another one. Just wait.
Okay. So see what happens when I pour? It starts to go down a little, but the blue comes right on top of that red, and that's because the blue is less dense than the red. All right. So I think maybe my green today just wasn't mixed up good enough, but here when I pour the blue, it lays right on top of that red because of the difference in density.
Okay, this one.
It's time to put a blue in.
So I'll keep going in a second, but for those of you who don't have a pipette or a turkey baster, what you want to do is just very slowly pour the different colors on top of each other. So it might not work perfectly, but that is another option. I did it yesterday and you were able to see the colors. It wasn't as easy to see as this, but it is possible. Okay, so you just want to pour your color super, super slowly. But if that's not working, you guys could just watch this and I'll show you.
Whoa. Now you did it.
Cool, right? Is everybody seeing that?
You put on the green. Well, there's none of green. Wait.
That's pretty cool, right?
Very slow. Very, very, very slow.
Oh, it is.
Oh, it's slower.
So even when I go faster with the pipette here, I think you guys could see it now. It's still, it just lays right on top like that.
Okay.
Put it on the
Then we'll do it after.
And I'll pick it up and I'll show you guys so you could see. See how cool that is? So that blue water is laying right on top of the red. That's pretty cool, right?
That's okay.
Yeah,
What?
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yes. Right.
All right, and I'll keep going to see if it works. We could just get a more defined layer as I keep going, right? So how are yours going at home? Is anybody out there doing the experiment?
We have one.
Oh, good. I see that works for you. Nice.
Here's the
The
shutter.
color started there.
Well,
See that?
Very good. It looks good, everyone.
That
Okay. So does anybody have any questions for me today?
do you have any questions? Did you ask her why it does it?
No.
One second.
so cool.
Are you done with that?
I have a quick question for you.
Sure. Mhm.
So we get 2 different cups, 1 spoon of sugar, 2, 3, and 4. Does it make a difference if you start with the sugar in the cup or if you add it afterwards, or doesn't matter?
So I poured the sugar first.
Okay.
And what I did was I just did 2, 3, and 4. So
2,
2
3, and 4. Got it.
spoons, 3 spoons, 4 spoons.
Okay.
And I just made sure that the sugar was dissolved with the water first. So I poured the sugar in, then the warm water, mix it up really well. After doing a little research, some people say that the hotter the water is, it's easier, but just be careful with that. But just to get the sugar to really dissolve.
Sure. And how much food coloring do you need?
I just used 1 drop. 1 drop.
Oh, really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. And then how much in each cup?
Now.
A quarter cup of water.
Yeah, unless you
Perfect.
want to put it
Thanks
on.
so much.
You're welcome.
Is that why when they make the mixed drinks that the colors separate because it's the sugar in it?
Actually, that's a great question. I am not too sure about that, but it could be the density of different liquids.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So once you have your rainbow in a cup, if you mix it all up, the colors are not going to separate again, and that's because the actual substance is the same. So it's not like how oil and water are different substances, so they'll separate even if you give it a good mix. This, because it's still sugar and water, they will mix up. That's why it's important to pour it slowly. But yeah, so
It's green,
I hope
Vivi.
that a lot of you at home could do it too. And
No,
I think it's a really cool experiment. And you can also use other colors. It doesn't have to be the ones that I used today. But I just felt like these colors were probably easiest to see the difference.
Yeah.
Grandma, try a taste of this, please.
It's sugar and water. I'd rather have the cookie dough. We just made cookies. And the cookies are
Great.
warm.
Okay.
Well, let's see if she's doing anything.
Everybody could see this. This is pretty cool, right?
Look at hers. Look, see the red and the blue?
Yep.
You had yellow and blue.
Yes. You had yellow and blue, and that looked great too. So
Now
good
she
job,
has green. She mixed it up.
everyone. All right. So does anybody have any other questions for me?
Do you have any questions, Vivian?
No.
No more questions?
No more questions.